Welcome to Trading Lounge and the US indices for Thursday, September the 23rd, and this is the S&P 500 here. As you can see, the top here never made a new high above here, also very much like the Russell 2000. In this case, we've got a pretty clear three-wave move here because it's taken that low out here. So yeah, we could look at all of this as the A wave, a B wave, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 coming down for the C wave here. That's how I was sort of thinking about the Russell here as well. It has climbed a little bit too high here, but I'll just allow it to go into the 61.8% mark here because of what's going on with the S&P and NASDAQ. So yeah, the takeaway here is maybe we've got a top in place, maybe there's one more little move through here. We'll look to short it again back under the 2,200 at that point. So with the NASDAQ here, some of the NASDAQ stocks have got three waves down like the NASDAQ has, like Google, but then we get, and Apple's also got three down. Facebook has got 5 waves down. So yeah, a bit of a mixed bag, but in one way or another we're looking for a B wave rally to take us back really to supply levels, which will be this box here, the lower end of that box, and then wave C to the downside. We need to be a little bit careful because when I think about it, the move down through here is in 3 waves. Well, technically we could just continue to the upside from that point. And maybe we're not in this large wave 4, maybe we're in another wave 4, in terms of like this wave 1 here and wave 2 here, and all of this is wave 3, and then back for wave 4. So this wave 1 here goes over there, and wave 2 here, and this wave 3 goes here, and this wave 4 goes over here. So we have a much shallower retracement because this wave 4 should see a pullback closer to this wave 4, and that's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen because that's in 3 waves there. If we had an impulse wave from the top, then perhaps. Either way, it doesn't matter too much because we would be in either this wave 4 or this wave 4 or this wave 4. We're in a wave 4 because we've got 3 waves here. So as I mentioned, coming into this, it's going to be a little bit tricky because if we get an impulse wave to the downside, then it's easy because if we get 5 waves here, then after correction, then we'll get another 5, easy. If we get 3 waves here, it is possible for the market to go straight up. So I need to be aware of that and at what point we need to, look for discovery of long trades in that point. And also too, because we've got 3 waves here, we could end up in, well, the flat family corrections or even a triangle. This could be the first leg of a triangle pattern. This wave 4 got a bit complicated in here, so we could sort of mirror that as well. But anyway, steady as she goes, and we've been navigating it reasonably well. So where we're up to just on the 4-hour chart here, and same for the S&P, we're just looking for the A wave, the B wave, and the C wave to go into this box, and that would be taken, let me just double check that, that's taken roughly from the top there. That's right. We also need to be mindful of always sort of working with the last leg as well. So the B wave here, that would bring the 50-60% into this one here. So that's where we can expect it to stall, and that's where the S&P is stalling at the moment as well. So it's good just to know both of those target areas there. But as always, our job will be to track 5 waves in this move. It looks like the market wants to go a little bit higher. Let's drill in a bit further. So yesterday we talked about being long here and in the S&P, and yeah, we can take that a little bit higher. It does appear that it wants to move higher. We need to be mindful of any moves down from here now as well. So we could, this long trade that we had here, we can talk about that getting out a little bit later, but basically we could do a short trade under that level there, just in case it gets away from us and I'm not there to, call it in. So under 15,500, you can go short at that point. We'll also need to look after our long positions as well, so I'll just put that in there for the time being. But basically we want to take profit above that. Let's just put that in there. Or trailing stop. A trailing stop is the best stop. So anywhere above that previous high here, but let's just go to the tick chart and see where we are a little bit further. 100 ticks. More data. Should be plenty. Yeah, so we've got, well, just get our bearings. We've got our A wave down here, and we've been working the A wave, the A, B and C for the B wave here. Came back to the 61.8% pretty nicely. We talked about being long in these areas here, so I'll just copy that. We can put that under wave, but just have a conversation about that first, but let's just get that ready. So from this wave B here, I've got it counted as wave 1 here and 2 here, then wave 1 and 2 here, and then 3, 4 and 5 here for the third wave and the fourth wave here, and then going up for the fifth wave. So we're quite close to the end here. On the S&P, this has drifted down a little bit further, and there's a good case for putting wave 4 over here. So obviously one of them will be right and one of them will be wrong. But I do just get 1, 2, 3 here. So we, it could be a C wave here, but I doubt it's more like a wave 4. Look, if it takes this low out here, then we can consider wave 4 being over here for that. But we don't want it going down below here in that case. Where was that? That was there. Yeah, so a little bit, it looks like there's just 3 waves here, but when you look at it, it's actually wave 1 here and 2 here, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for that. So that's the third wave, and then the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5 here. So just to let you know that, I experimented with putting wave 1 and 2 here. It still doesn't make any difference when we go over here. But anyway, yeah, looking for another one more high to come into play. When we do make, let's just say that we make a new high here, right? So above here, then you can bring this stop up to up to this point here for that. Okay, if you wanted to trail it up there. So let's just put a little arrow to that point if that gets breached above here for that. Otherwise, our target, as we mentioned before, was 15,300. So anywhere up in this space here, I'll leave you to handle that. Okay, we could probably also look to getting short over here as well. I'm just trying to find a better way to get short. Certainly we can short under here for that, so at 15.1. Also too, with this one here, you just need to be careful that sometimes it'll come down and let's just say it comes down and spikes it like that and then goes back up and finds support on the trend line. You know what trend lines are like, and they're like that. So it's a bit like the classic trading levels pattern. So you need to, it'll come down, it will bounce off it, it'll go back through, it'll come back and retest it, and then that's where you put the short trade under here. Under that low, you have to wait for that to come through. And if the market's going to go down, then it's got to prove it to you. It's got to show weakness and take that previous low out. Okay, so that's something that you can toy with at the top. Let's have a look at the S&P. So with the S&P here, I'd just like to keep reminding ourselves that this is the length of wave 1, and wave 3 here is not longer than wave 1. So that's why I'm thinking, well, we may not have this wave 4 here, but it is a wave 4 of 1 degree or another. I would like to see that wave 3 up there. That makes sense to me. That's just normal Elliott and trading level stuff, but we're a long way from that, so I just need to be cautious. I know that we're in one sort of wave 4 or another, so we'll see. I mean, the 38.2% retracement level from this wave 2 top to here is back at the close to the 4,000, just above it. So if we don't come back to here, then I don't know, I feel like there's something wrong with this wave 4 and we could go to another degree. I mean, it's you know, I've seen other Elliott counts. Everybody's got different counts for here. I mean, it's a typical Elliott thing, isn't it, that you put a bunch of Elliott people in a room and all come up with a different count, you know. So I'm fully aware of all of that. That's why I'm always very cautious about things, and I just take one step at a time, and I like to work on the intraday basis because it's the only way I can kind of build from the bottom up, because if you start from the top, then it's kind of a bit of a guessing game, you know. Anyway, wave, I don't think I went to the daily chart, not that it makes much difference here to a point, but yeah, we're just looking for, we've got 3 waves down and we're looking for 3 waves up for the B wave and 3 waves down. As I mentioned, the 38% retracement level's down here somewhere. Will we get that far down? I don't know, because if we had 5 waves coming down here for the A wave, then yeah, I could see that. But because we're 3 waves, well, then we're kind of like, you know, in with the sort of flat family, really. So the flat family sort of stays flat. An expanded flat will take out the top there and then take out the bottom there, and then go up from that point. A regular flat will just go pretty high up here, pretty low down to here in that zone, and then you got the running flat, which we don't have at the moment, or we could have, but I won't go there. So normally, you know, and even if it's 3 waves here, it's a triangle, then it kind of stays in that sort of pattern as well, you know. So I don't see it coming down here that much, but still, never too high, never too low, and just keep working, you know, trade what you see and work the count and so on. So that's what we're doing, and go to the intraday and start building our case. So we don't have 5 waves down. You could probably get 5 waves down if you sort of looked at this in here as 1 and 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 5. So it's possible. Still, that would help us take it lower at that point, and we do have that count on our website, so we can't throw it out just yet. But yeah, so we're looking at wave B here, and yeah, so this wave B here, we're looking from up here for wave C. We're looking for 5 waves in wave C. So yeah, we called the low in yesterday. We've started to trade long. We're going up here. It probably won't go that far. I would turn bullish in this whole affair if where's the closest largest number in that area? That would be there at the 4,450. If we got, and obviously to this here, from that top there to all of this, that's the supply zone there. So, you know, it could come higher and all that, doesn't really matter. But if we found support on this level with the classic trading levels pattern on that level, then we would go long from that point. So we're not going to miss anything, or we're never too far behind, so to speak, you know. So I play a pretty close sort of game with everything, and I'll try to understand both sides of the coin, and that keeps us pretty safe. Don't get sort of lost in my own opinions. As far as the crow flies, we're still looking for a corrective pattern here. We need 5 waves up here, and then we'll look to short. And if you know the bullish weekly cycle, then we may be trending on the Friday, but I'm thinking lower here because of things. So Thursday should be the rally day here, and Friday should be the bearish day. We'll see how that plays out. Let's just continue to move in here. Sorry for waffling on too much. I had a late night and my mind's a bit sleepy. Yeah, well, this is not really sort of helping us that much, but in a nutshell, we're just, well, the interesting thing here is that this box up here is the 50-60% from the top here, and this box here where we are now is from wave B top down to here, which is on this level here, 4,400. So it's a big, large number, but it's also the 50-60%. So yeah, how far will it poke up here and all the rest of it. So we need to understand that 5-wave structure as well. From 1 hour, we'll go to the tick chart. So it's a little bit like the NASDAQ. We need, maybe that's enough. Anyway, from the top here, 5 waves down for the A wave, the B wave, and down the bottom here. I might just borrow that over here. I don't need those now. It's all good. Probably just use that over here for that trade. So from wave B low here, looking at wave 1 and 2, and we went here long here yesterday, so yeah, so I've got it as 1 and 2 here, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 in here, and 5 for the third wave, the fourth and the fifth for this wave here, for 3, and then you see how this, well, I don't know if you remember, but on the NASDAQ it's a bit higher, but on this one here it's come down a bit further, leaving kind of an obvious structure to the upside here as a B wave. I can get it as a wave 1, and that's okay. The takeaway here is that yes, this could come down one more wave here and be wave C, and then move up for wave 5 in 5 waves, or we need to count this up as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. I'm not quite sure, but what we can do, this is 4,000, what's the name here, 400. That means that we're expecting the market to go a little bit higher. So that means that once it's up here, that means we can short below the 4,400 as an example. We should be able to get much closer, but I may not be there to count these last 5 waves up here. So if the market trades up here somewhere and then it comes back and finds the 4-4 here as the resistance, so it will come down, bounce off that, come through here, go back and check it. You might get 2 lows there. It might be like this, you get this low, then you get this low here. If it goes back up above the level, so if it goes back up above the level here, then it's good to rework it again here on this side. Okay, come back over to this side and work it. Don't worry about these ones too much. Okay, move it over to this side, because it's this trend that's more important. Yes, this is connected, and muscles have memories and markets have memories, even though we don't see them. We can see them if we want to, but yeah, working this one rather than that low. So that's, if the market trades up here somewhere, then and it comes back down and finds that as the resistance, then you'll know it'll be quite clear at that point that we'll be on the way down. The other thing to do is, this is group 2 here, subgroup 2. When the 65 becomes the retested resistance, then look to add to the position as well. We can bring this up a little bit higher here. We don't want to get stopped out. If the market pulls back down here, we don't want to get stopped out, so just move it. We want to be there, and we want to take profit anywhere above these highs here, so 44.20 or something of that nature, but I'll leave that up to you to work. It just depends on how strong the market is and all those sorts of things. So there we go. We've got our trade to break even. We want to get a little bit of profit out of it if we can, and then we're going to look to go short over here for this. So if this is going to happen, but we're normally pretty safe with our setups, I have to say. So there we go. That's all. That's it. I'm just thinking, because I'm a bit sleepy this morning. It takes me a while to get going. Yeah, so I think that's all pretty good. Yeah, okay. I think that's it. Alrighty. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.